Hello Libra, my name is Jason. Thank you for visiting my channel. Extra thanks if you're revisiting my channel. This is your general tarot reading for the second half of December 2018. So should take you right into the new year. Could be about love, career, any questions or events or things which are at the forefront of your mind at the moment. You'll know within the first minute or two whether this is resonating for you. If it's not, please check out your moon and rising sign. That might have a bit more strength for you. I've given the cards a pretty good shuffle. Please remember, time is fluid, so things here could already have happened, might be just about to happen, may never happen, depending on how you use the energies around you and within you. Okay, so you go into the second half of December, Libra, with the Four of Wands. What a beautiful card to start with. So the Four of Wands talks about a happy home, feeling good about things. You've just realised a certain level of success and you're celebrating quite well. So it's one of the happiest cards in the deck, really. We'll find out a little more about perhaps what this celebration or milestone is that you've got here, but it looks like you've just finished, like perhaps renovating a home or doing a certain part, something to do with your home usually, and you're feeling like it's quite an accomplishment. Okay, let's have a look. Your challenge for the second half of December, you have the Seven of Swords. Okay, so the Seven of Swords deals with some deception somewhere, so it can be theft. So please lock your doors and windows, your car, things like that. Keep your valuables under lock and key if you like. It could also be about taking responsibility for something. Okay, so your challenge might be to face up to something even though you would rather not. So you might even be a little bit embarrassed to accept some responsibility, perhaps for some minor mistake that you've made. It's not feeling like anything big here, but it's feeling like it's a challenge for you to own up to something. If it's not that, then I'm really considering just saying, look, watch out, lock up your valuables. Okay, it's that time of year now where a lot of people, particularly young people, have a lot of spare time, and you know what they say, an idle mind is the devil's playground. So your fear for the second half of December is the Lovers. Okay, now the Lovers just doesn't necessarily talk about lovers. Talks about choice and about respecting each other's independence. So perhaps there's someone in your midst who is trying to break out. Perhaps someone wants to go on holiday. Perhaps one of your children wants to just either push the envelope a little bit or maybe wanting to do something which takes them out of a comfort zone that they've never been before, and you might be a bit worried about letting them have their independence. So it could be like a coming of age ritual or a rite of passage somehow, maybe going away for holidays with a bunch of friends that they've never been away with before or something like that. Okay, we'll try and clarify that a little later. Okay, the best attitude for you to take towards the end of December is represented by the Eight of Wands. Now, the Eight of Wands is a card of communication, so you want to keep your communications open as much as possible. Okay, now try and also what's my eyes are being drawn to is on one of those wands you'll see quite closely, the one in the middle, you have the two snakes wrapped around the staff. Okay, now we see those two snakes generally in the Two of Cups also, and that talks about equal give and take. So I'm seeing here equal give and take of communication. So if someone does need to go off and assert their independence somehow, you'll be wanting to keep really quite in touch with them and expect them that they will be in touch with you as well. So if you're a parent particularly or a spouse, you'd be worried about someone going away by themselves, or they might be going into a dangerous or unfamiliar situation perhaps. You'll want to just be making sure that they keep in touch with you. Okay, communicate whatever this issue is. So lots of backwards and forwards there. Okay, and the outcome, if all the energies play out as they might, you have here the Page of Cauldrons, a Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups can talk about a a young offer, a naive offer coming from someone. It's a genuine offer, usually an offer of love or an offer of kindness. If it's a romantic thing, it could be someone showing an interest in you, but it won't be a major. It won't be a major gesture. It'll just be a minor gesture, quite subtle, and it might be a bit clumsy, a bit awkward, but you'll get the idea and you'll know what the message is. And so it'll be up to you to act on that or not. Okay, so let's have a look. We'll go around the board now and see what we can clarify from these and really pin down some of these cards here and clarify. So the Four of Wands. Okay, so the Four of Wands, obviously there's been a milestone reached here. Can we clarify the Four of Wands here? Clarify the Four of Wands, please, Spirit. Let's see what this Four of Wands, this celebration of home is all about. What is that all about for Libra? The celebration, this thing which has just been reached and the cause for real happiness. Could be someone you know has graduated from school and or something like that. Okay, and you have the Queen of Cauldrons, the Queen of Cups. Okay, so the Queen of Cups represents a stable, emotional, intuitive energy. Okay, so this lady understands things without having to say anything. She doesn't have to say much. She's usually a good shoulder to cry on. She feels her way through things, and so she's got quite a large cup there, and she's looking at that, and she's got that to give to someone. So you're feeling, perhaps if this is your energy, you're feeling quite abundant now, and you're feeling as though you want to offer this cup to others. And it's quite a large gesture, so you're feeling quite generous now, that perhaps it's because it's that time of year also, you've been really thinking hard about showing your appreciation to someone because you're feeling in this position of abundance. You want to give them a big cup of love or show them a gesture which is very, very strong. I'm thinking it's probably a family member here or a romantic partner, and you really want to show them how much you appreciate them. So what a nice feeling you have there, and it's something to do with the home. So perhaps it's someone you live with, or you might be hinting that you want to move in with someone, perhaps in the new year. So it's so the relationship may have stepped up a notch, and it looks like you're with some kind of kindred spirit here. Now, the challenge is the Seven of Swords. So why is the Seven of Swords here? Seven of Swords talks about deception, not taking responsibility. Can we clarify the Seven of Swords in the challenge position for Libra for the second half of December? Just waiting for these cards to come out. They're really taking a while to shuffle through today. Sometimes they fall out. Sometimes you just feel it. Can't keep going forever because you'll just switch off and go somewhere else. Usually the card which comes out when it feels just right makes a lot of sense to the story that we're putting together here. Okay, and we have here the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Cauldrons. So that's about walking away. So because it's in your challenge position, you're being asked to be able to walk away from something, maybe at night time. Okay, so if not at night time, let's say that walk away quietly from something. So there's an unbalanced situation here. You're being asked to really value yourself, not put up with this deception here. Okay, so you've got this deception here, and you're being asked to walk away from that. Okay, if that makes sense, or don't let that happen. The Eight of Cups is about valuing yourself and just not tolerating anything which is not in balance for you. Okay, that's what it's saying there. If that's resonating, you'll know what that means to you. Is that worth? Let's have a look. Why not? I'll try and narrow that down here and find out what specific matter that might be about. If I'm called to, but I'm not really being called to do that. And too many cards have come out. So let's put those out on the next pile here. Okay, I'll go with what feels right here. Okay, so if we've got here in the challenge position, you're walking away from something with the Eight of Cups, some kind of deception. And this is the Judgment card here from the Rider-Waite deck. Now, it talks about rebirth, but it also talks about a choice that you've made, and once you've made it, there's no going back. Okay, so once you walk away from this, those gates will open and there'll be no returning. Okay, off into the sunset there. Now, I've got so many cards here, but I'll work with it. Now, this could be something which has been going on for quite a while with the Six of Cups there. So the Six of Cauldrons, it's been going on for quite a while. So even though the Six of Cups is usually a happy, nostalgic card, sometimes there's a lot of pain which just we bring with us throughout our lives. And you've decided now, or you need to decide to walk away from this pain, which is and don't look back. Okay, so that's what those cards there are telling you. Now, in your fears position, you have here the Lovers card. Remember, so this is about letting someone have their independence, whether it's leaving someone or you needing to express your independence, or whether it's letting someone go off and be independent. Okay, now, because that's in your fears position, you have also clarified here with the Two of Swords, so there's a little bit more information that you need to have before you can make a clear decision about that. You don't want to make this decision. See how you've got the swords across your chest. You're protecting yourself there. You'd rather not make this decision. Okay, you're being quite defensive about that. And then you've got the Queen of Wands. Okay, so the Queen of Wands here, she is an action queen, if you like. She is a self-made woman. She's quite sexy. She's quite responsible. She's a high achiever, if you like. She's well respected around the place. Usually a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, and she knows right from wrong, and she doesn't usually struggle to make a decision either way. So in this case, it's looking like you're going to adopt that. You might need to make a decision either way. Okay, so you don't want to, but you do, and you can, because you're coming from a position of strength and respect, or people around respect you, then they're going to go along with you, I'm pretty sure. Now, I've got so many cards here. I hope this is working. Okay, for the best attitude with the lots of communication here, equal give and take, make sure things happen. You've got to back that up, the Three of Cups. Okay, so it's a card of celebration. It's a card of working together as well. Okay, it's a card of celebrating not just achievements or milestones, but things which can also come together. So sometimes it's just about let's say you've just bonded with somebody because of this freedom that you've just sort of allowed them, this independence you've just allowed them, if that makes sense. So celebrate that this rite of passage has occurred, and so rather than be fearful of giving this person this freedom, or you taking your freedom, celebrate it. Okay, that makes sense. There's so many cards here. But it seems to be coming together pretty well. Okay, now, also in the best attitude position is think about the future. So you've done all this work here, recognize that you've done a lot of work, and it's time for the payoff. And if this is about letting someone go and be independent, this is the payoff for all your hard work. So the Seven of Shields, the Seven of Pentacles talks about, the harvest and gathering everything up and then working out what you're going to do to move forward. Okay, how you're going to invest. It's about realizing, or almost realizing, the potential of the payoff for whatever you've done here. And so it looks like perhaps someone has come of age around you and you really need now to let them go. Okay, and you have here the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords, I'm feeling this will be in the Page of Cups position. Okay, so there'll be a message coming in. It'll be a straightforward, fast message. Could be something to do with the law, okay, a legal issue, a straight talking kind of a person. It could come in the form of a letter in the mail or an email. and it's looking like it could be some kind of an official document which says, yes, it's okay to go ahead, something like that. Okay, that's backed up with, oh, here we go, we've got the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so it's okay to go ahead, and you've got the Ten of Pentacles there. So the outcome is looking really good. So towards the end of the month, if you let someone have their independence, it's looking like everything's going to be okay. Just celebrate that milestone, that rite of passage, and things will pretty well turn out, okay, as long as you don't try and go back to the past. Okay, so once you've let this gate open and the river flow, then there's really no going back. So I hope that's made sense for you, Libra. I'll be back with another reading towards Christmas. Please write a comment if it's resonated for you, and please subscribe, and hopefully I'll talk to you in a couple of weeks.